I know we mostly talk about the UK, America, Australia, and other Anglosphere countries, and sometimes we tend to neglect what's happening in the rest of the Western world, but they're not doing much better either. Germany, France, Belgium, Austria, the Netherlands. It seems like the entire Western world is under siege, and for some reason, when you look at it, you barely scratch the surface to realize that it's the same problem everywhere. Everywhere you look at, it's the same problem. Yesterday, I showed you this, which is not an isolated incident. A 14-year-old German boy, Jermaine B., was decapitated in Bavaria. His body was found in an abandoned building near the train station. And the suspect behind that, the usual suspects, a 37-year-old Qais Salah, a rejected Palestinian asylum seeker from the West Bank. His asylum was turned down back in 2022, but the suicidal empathy got in the way. Okay, all right, Harris, come on. It's just one story. You're just making a big deal out of it. Okay, hang on a second. Just stay with me. Look at this. This is breaking news. So it is still developing. It is happening. We're finding out as we speak. A man has killed 5 people in Germany. 5 people, okay? 4 women and 2 men. These are early reports. The numbers could increase. And as it turns out, the shooter is of Turkish origin, born in Germany. Even Turkish people. What was the video the other day? Let me play you this. I don't know why Westerners act so sheepishly. Listen to this video. This AfD politician is umming and ahhing about a simple, straightforward question when he should have said, yeah, we have too many Muslims in Europe. Too many.
I don't like the phrase that we put all the Muslims in one basket.
Do you think there are too many Muslims in Germany?
Yes.
From today, I
don't know what's going on up there. It's a very simple question.
Yeah.
You think of the political, are you worried what your base is going to say? Do you think there are too many Muslims in Germany?
Yes.
If I would now get the answer, can we take young people from Tehran to Germany who are formerly Muslim?
I understand you're
yes,
a politician,
but
and you answer a question with a question, but I will ask it again.
I don't want to
Do you think there are too many Muslims in Germany?
Look at this smug Islamist. He thinks that he's got a earth-shattering, groundbreaking, I gotcha question. If I was sitting here, I would have said, yes, way too many. Way too many. Muslim migration should have been shut down years ago, right after we saw 2001. If that wasn't enough, then London bombing 2005, Spain bombings in 2006, I believe it was, and then we lost count. Okay, what happened in Paris vis-a-vis Charlie Hebdo cartoons, and then the Paris theater, and then Manchester Arena bombing. Like, we've had way too many. You got to remember, these countries, if there was one random stabbing on the streets, if there was one IRA bombing in the UK, they would talk about this for weeks on end. But now it has become so normalized that every day we wake up, some Muslim is stabbing some people over there, some in London, now in Germany, Bavaria, people getting stabbed left, right, and center. And he still thinks that, oh, that's a massive gotcha question. Do you think there are too many Muslims? Yes, there are too many Muslims. The more Muslims you have, the more chances of Islamist and terrorist attacks you're going to have. It's simple.
Too many Muslims in Germany.
Which kind of Muslims?
You tell me.
I have no problem if you say we have now 10,000 young people from Tehran in Iran who come to Germany for study and have no problem with them. I don't want to have 10,000 Somalis. Okay?
It's not just the Somalis.
It's a difference.
Look at him, huh? Huh? What has he said? As if Somalis are known for producing astrophysicists and mechanical engineers and wow, what is going on with these people? Look at that look on that face. Idiots.
You don't like Somalis?
I know the data, and I know that how Somalis perform in Western countries, and I know how Iranians perform in Western countries. Both are Muslims. Do I have a problem with Iranian Muslims? No, I don't have.
Look, I misheard that. I thought he said instead of Iranian Muslims, I thought he said, oh, look, I have no problem with Turkish Muslims, which is why I played you that video. But I think the argument is the same because you don't know when people are coming from Muslim countries, you don't know what kind of people they're going to be. Are they going to be these people? Look at this. The shooter is Turkish and apparently born in Germany. They saw a woman was driving the shooter. Interesting Muslim-looking dresses they have on. More reasons why cultures don't mix. So they got him. As you can see, they got him there. And the woman, there was a woman too, obviously his wife or mother or sister. 6 dead confirmed in Germany, mass shooting. Didn't the Europeans make fun of Americans for mass shootings? Didn't they say, oh, you idiots, you Americans, you have, anyone can get a gun and anyone can shoot random people. Look what you've done. Yeah, sure. You have no leg to stand on now. You get more stabbings, more, actually probably not more mass shootings, but you're starting to get mass shootings. What's the point of not having, look, we're in Australia, right? We don't have guns. We voluntarily gave up our guns when one deranged lunatic back in 1996 massacred 25 Aussies in Tasmania, known as the Port Arthur Massacre. Because we were such a high trust society, we said, okay, you know, John Howard came and he said, look, we don't need to have guns. Okay, people voluntarily gave up their guns. Now, 25, 30 years later, we had an Islamist killed 15. He killed 15 Australians in cold blood in December in Bondi. And he had, or his dad apparently had 3 guns. So good people are being punished for giving up their weapons, for listening to their governments, but the bad ones, they have easy access to guns. Well, I'm sorry, Americans have got this one. For the longest time, I used to be anti-gun myself, because, you know, fair enough. We did live in a good, high-trust society. We don't expect when we go out to become victims of mass shooting because we didn't see people having guns. But I don't know that. I don't know that now. Apparently, we now have more guns than we did in 1996, before the gun buyback program began, when John Howard introduced that in 96 or 97. Look at this. The authorities revealed that the man who today shot 6 people dead at a youth welfare facility in Stade, Germany, has German citizenship and whose parents immigrated to Germany from Turkey. Are you enriched yet? Okay, all right. If you thought that was it, come on, guys. Not just one incident. Have a look at this one. Look at this guy. You want to know who he is? Sunday afternoon in the German town of Bad Liebesel, an invader assaulted 5 women and children in a park in broad daylight. Look at this. It's a park. Other people, other poor Germans are just sitting there thinking that this is their high trust society where they can just chill. Women are just sitting in their bikinis. 20 years ago, it was perfectly normal. Not anymore. This is the reality of Germany now. Look at this. This is what German parks look like now. What did you gain out of that? Look, as I said, it's just, I mean, aesthetics become the first casualty whenever you import people from third world countries. Aesthetics alone. You start seeing more trash. You just see people dressed in weird foreign clothes. I'm sorry, they're not even pretty clothes. I'm sorry. But that's not it. Look at this. Look at this. A group of Muslim women in burqas berate a German woman for wearing short clothes in the heat of the summer in a Muslim area. Look at this. This woman, German woman. She's getting berated by these foreign women, these Muslim women, because they think that because she's wearing shorts, their husbands are going to get horny and they might grape her, and then then they will blame the woman for doing for wearing those revealing clothes. They're very tempting because that's the viewpoint in the Muslim world. In Islamic theology, that's what they mean by that. In fact, there is a Quranic verse that says that, O believing women, i.e. Muslim women, do not dress modestly, so you are recognized as a Muslim woman and you are not molested. Look at this. Look at this big fat Muslim man. Look at this. Look at this. He just pushed her. Oh. What do you think Nazis would have done? They would have come here, rounded them up, and yeah, I don't know. I could see where that what gives that kind of emotions? What makes people think like that? Look at this. Did you see that? He had the audacity to walk up to a woman half his size, and he just look at this. Oh my goodness. That's what's happening, guys. That's what's happening. And that's not it. Look at this. Your cemeteries are not safe. This cemetery was vandalized by Muslims. How do we know they were Muslims? Because they defaced all Christian symbols.
Aber das muss gestern passiert sein.
Ja, aber es stand ganz frisch zu sein, ne?
What did you gain? What did you gain from multiculturalism? How is that enriching you? How is that your strength? Look, I'm sorry. I think in 10, 15 years, I read someone's comment yesterday underneath one of my videos. They were saying that in about 20, 30 years, or maybe in 100 years' time, when people look back at this era of Western history, they would say, oh, multiculturalism was one of the worst social experiments that Western sociologists or politicians conducted. Look at this. And I don't know, these Western liberal women, I don't know. This woman says, my ex, who is this guy, stabbed my mother to death. German woman regrets ever dating him. So her experiment didn't end well for her mother. In the early morning of May 19, 21-year-old Shalina's ex-boyfriend, Luca, murdered Shalina's 52-year-old mother, Alexandria, in a parking lot while Alexandria was outside walking her dog in Hanau, Hesse. Luca I was arrested on scene and remains in pre-trial detention for murder. Shalina said he repeatedly threatened her, I'm going to kill myself, I'm going to kill you, wait, if I ever see you, you'll regret it. Read one text message. Despite 2 police complaints and a restraining order, Shalina said she still felt alone and exposed to Luca. The day before the murder of her mother, Luca sent one last message writing, you will think of me your whole life. Oh my goodness. And everything that happens now is your fault. Even Muslims are saying, what the hell is wrong with you Europeans? What the hell is wrong with you? Check out this Egyptian man dropping some truth bombs.
Bro, you know what I don't fucking understand? How is it possible that people are still not seeing the truth? How? Like, don't you see all these immigrants, all these hijabs, all this everything in your country? People are being raped left and right and stabbed and killed all the time. Bro, open your eyes. Like, all these European countries, man, Germany, stabbing rate, 10 years ago, 2,000 per year. Now we have 60,000. That's times 30. Open your eyes, bro. France, Italy, Spain, Portugal, they're all fucked. Don't you see the streets when you're walking through them, left and right? Like, open your eyes and look, bro. What the fuck? How is it possible? You know it's not your local Hans or Thomas or Jonas or Florian or Sebastian. No, it's always the same names, bro. It came to a point where even the Turkish people in Germany all voting for the AfD because they're tired of all these immigrants.
Even Turkish people in Germany. And look, today's mass shooter was a Turk as well.
Do you understand? And it's kind of funny because, you know, I'm able to speak up because I have a beard. And then liberals are kind of like, you know, they're like, I can't say anything against him because he's brown.
That's so true. I have been wondering why I haven't been shut down or attacked so far, because some other white people, that Irish guy, Michael something, I forgot his name, he's been cancelled from everywhere. So, you know, I have brown privilege, and I think this guy is a good guy too. He has brown privilege too, and he's using it. We have to use our brown privilege. I'm not advocating for it. I didn't ask for it, but we have to do it because poor white people, I mean, I can't wrap my head around it. Just like him, like every day I wake up, I was like, actually, I don't think like that anymore because I know now, I have made up my mind. When I had faith in the system, that's when I used to think, how is this possible? I fear that this is going to happen in Australia. And look, it's happening in Australia. Our judges are letting these people walk. Rapists are just walking, they're just walking free, suspended sentences in Australia now. They used to get 10, 15-year long sentences. Now they're just walking free if you're a foreigner. I understand that now there's a massive ideological corruption. Anthony Albanese, Keir Starmer, this new incoming Prime Minister, Andy Burnham, all of these guys are globalists. They're ideologically corrupt. They believe in deluding races. They believe in destroying traditional, original cultures of their countries. And that's what they believe in. That's why they're doing what they're doing. It's not just Islam. They're bringing in people from all corners of the world because they want to erode the natural culture of their countries, which is mostly Western culture everywhere you look at. And it's not just happening to Anglosphere countries only. It's happening everywhere.
But he's being racist. I don't like racist, but he's brown, so I can't. Like, they're so trapped, bro. They're so trapped. It's unbelievable, bro. I'm crying. I'm almost, like, literally, I'm almost crying, bro. Even my own mom, she's Egyptian. Even my family in Egypt says, how can these people in Germany and England, like, allow this shit? Do they want to die? They're laughing about you, man.
Yeah. Every time I tell my mother, my mother's like, oh my God, what's wrong with these people? Like, this is not the same country it was 20 years ago. It's like, what is wrong with these people? And isn't that hilarious? While Islamists are doing what they're doing, guess who needs the protection of the German government? Look at this. Germany launches state-backed anti-Islamophobia campaign. You really can't make this up. These people hate their own people. We see diversity barriers outside churches, outside Christmas markets. We don't see them outside mosques for some reason. Actually, not for unknown reason. The reasons are obviously apparent. But it's the Muslims, it's the Islamists who kill us. And for some reason, it's them who need the protection of the German government. Amazing. Fascinating. It can be very depressing, guys. It can be very depressing. When he said that he feels like crying, I actually, for some reason, yesterday I was very sad for some reason, because I think yesterday I woke up and I again covered 5 or 6 different incidents in the UK. And I was like, what can we do? Because I'm seeing despair is spreading. A lot of people are genuinely asking this question. Do you still think we can vote our way out of this? I still like to believe that yes, we still can. We still have some room. The UK is definitely done. I don't know what Andy Burnham is going to do, if he's going to call an early election or if we're going to have to wait until 2029 in the UK. In the case of Australia, we have to wait until 2028. Australia might be able to wait for another election cycle, but the UK, I don't think so. If the next general election comes in 2029 and the one after that would be, then it means the one after that would be 2034. 2034, guys. That is 8 years away. And look what is happening on the streets of the UK. No, I don't think the UK will survive. Then, yeah, I wouldn't be telling you to maintain hope. I don't think then I would be saying that you can't vote your way out of that. And it's going to be a very ugly place. I spoke with Vidu Vids yesterday. You probably don't know him. He's another ex-Muslim, one of the early ones from 2017, 2018. We used to make videos. He used to make videos and then life got in the way. He was saying, oh my goodness, Harris, this is not the same UK anymore. Like, even because even back in 2018, 2019, we used to just talk about Islam and its doctrinal issues. We were not looking at it from the civilizational perspective again, because you have to see these things you have to see these things to happen in real time to develop a better understanding of where you're headed. Even he was saying mass deportations have to come. They're going to come. And then he joked, because he was also born in Pakistan. I think he was 1 or 2 years old when he moved to the UK. His family moved to the UK. And he said, oh, maybe I will be deported too. I was like, I don't think so. I don't think we're going to get there. But I don't know. Look, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know how many of us are going to survive this. I don't know. But I am mentally prepared. You know, when some Muslims troll me and they say, oh, you're not a part of the team, Harris. You're going to get deported too. So I like to think that I won't. I hope I'm not going to be Maximilian Robespierre. But even if it is, then so be it, because saving Western civilization is far more important than any individual's life. If we can't surrender the greatest civilization known to mankind to these barbarians, that would be the greatest catastrophe. Putin says that the dissolution of the Soviet Union was the greatest catastrophe of the 20th century. I say the surrender of Western civilization to these cavemen, to these archaic barbarians, I think that would be the greatest catastrophe since the fall of the Roman Empire. Oh, Rome also fell to barbarians.